Hi you guys, this is Kadomi again from Tank Like a Girl. I got a ton of questions about the add-on Power Auras from my last add-on video, so I decided now that Big Red Kitty is not blogging anymore, someone needs to pick that up and video blog about Power Auras. And incidentally, I'm farming meats again, this time rhino meat, for some expertise food, and here I'll show you some of my Power Aura setup. I changed it from the last video. I have all the ability icons now because the other symbols were just too abstract to really use. So here you see it in action while I tank some rhinos, and I'll show you the configuration in a moment. Stinking fur, who wants that? I'm farming rhino meat. Rhinos. Okay, let's have a look at the configuration. You open it by typing /power. There's all the auras that I have set up. Spell Reflect, Thunderclap, Demo Shout, 50 Rage, Shield Slam, Revenge, Concussion Blow, Shockwave, and Shout. Commanding Shout. This is the settings for Commanding Shout. Commanding Shout I tend to forget in raids, so I've set it up that it will only show up in a raid. Otherwise, while I'm soloing, I use Battle Shout anyway, and in 5-mans I usually blow off extra rage with Commanding Shout, but in boss fights I tend to forget sometimes, and that's why I set this up to show up in raids. You can set up a sound effect to go with it. I usually like the exploration sound best, but for most Power Auras I go without sound. You can also pick your own sound files. They need to be in the correct folder and be in MP3 format, and then you can use any sound. You can also use animations, which I'll show in the example of the Revenge icon. Revenge setup action usable, only if it's in combat, which means as soon as it's usable, I have enough rage and it's procced, then the icon will show up. I use the own texture, that means I get the icon, which I've scaled to the smallest you can get. Here are the different animation styles. This is flashing. This is growing, the pulse. There are a couple animations out there that I really think are a bit out there, like this water drop, or this would drive me totally crazy. You can try everyone, or you can just go without animations. Wow, that's also crazy. I wouldn't want to use that. Me, I usually go with static. That means there is no animation unless it's debuffs. Those I have flashing so that I actually notice them more easily. You can also set up timers. So in my example, I'll set up timer for concussion blow. That will be a cooldown timer in seconds. You can have it show hundreds, which is a bit of a waste. So I turn that off, then I move it to the concussion blow icon so that it matches. You can change the opacity, the size, the position. There you go. That's where it would be if I actually use it, but I don't. So this is when I have enough rage. More than 50 rage, which means I can really let loose with the heroic strike spamming. I can set the aura up as wide around me or as close around me as I want it to have. That's deformation. I want it red, of course, because it's rage. Next up is Spell Reflect. Do not know why I currently have this pulsing, because I don't really like that. So I'm changing that. This is, like all of them, only available in combat. So now it's static, and it shows me little blue shield around me, which says, hey, you could use Spell Reflect if you needed to. So now I'll show you all of them as if all of them were up, and the symmetry isn't as it could be. So I'll switch some of the icons around just to show you how easy it is to set up. There we go, moving that one, moving a Revenge over. Next I'll be moving a Shield Slam. And Shockwave can really stay where it is. Ah, a sight for Soares, isn't it? It keeps your focus in the center of the screen where the action is where you are. That's what I like about Power Auras. Of course you could place them anywhere on the screen, but that's where it's most helpful for me. If you read my blog, you've noticed that I introduced Tell Me When a while back, so if you just like icons, that's fine. Then you can use Tell Me When. I think it's probably less resources than Power Auras. I just like that you have more options. Like you could choose to track specific debuffs from other classes as well, or you can track stuff that's been cast by you, so that's what I like best. Nah, but let's see it in action. I came here for the Rhino Raid, remember? Yeah, that's some Prot Warrior action for you. Don't y'all want to be a Prot Warrior now? This isn't my solo shield block here, so there's a lot of blocking going on. And again, very little Rhino meat here. By the way, you can also see my very new unit frames, OUF ASM. And let's see if those get me more Rhino meat and you can see Power Auras in action some more. Hey, don't run away, little rhinos. And there you go, that should be enough as a demonstration of how Power Auras works. And if you have any further questions, let me know. I will make my strings available as text file, so you can import the settings into Power Auras if you're using it. And as always, just leave me a comment, or either per email or just a regular comment on my blog posts, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, have fun and tank some stuff out there.